Hey everyone, this is Angry Sun Theory, and this is probably the last video I'm ever uploading to YouTube. Now, if you look at my channel, you'll see that the largest amount of views that I've gotten on a single video has been about 5,000. The largest amount of subscribers I've ever had has been 35, and I haven't even uploaded a new video in 8 months. So I recognize that me leaving YouTube is not a big deal to anyone, including me. I will start by saying that the reason that I haven't uploaded anything in 8 months is because I started a job with a rotating shift. This has left me with no free time, let alone enough time to record, edit, and upload videos. Hopefully that'll be changing later this month or early next month, when I'll be starting a new job with a regular schedule, and that will allow me to create content again. But I won't be putting that content on YouTube, and if you've seen videos by people like H3H3, Jacksepticeye, or PewDiePie, you already know the reason why. This algorithm change has made a lot of people angry, but let's face it, YouTube's been broken for a while now. Let's just go through the history of some of the bad decisions they've made, starting when YouTube became part of Google, and Google said that your YouTube account would also become your Google Plus account. Nobody liked this because nobody outside of Google cares about Google+, but we tolerated it because it was more of an annoyance than anything else. But if you're a content creator and you monetize your content, you'll know that there's another issue that's been going on for way too long now, and YouTube hasn't put in any effort to address it properly, and that's DMCA takedowns and the Fair Use Act. Under the Fair Use Act, companies are supposed to take fair use into account before they send a takedown notice. But what they've actually been doing is setting up an automated system that scrubs YouTube videos for audio that they believe they own and sending an automated takedown to YouTube, who will then demonetize your video before a human even looks at it. As soon as YouTube does that, you stop earning money on your video, and you have to go through the appeals process in order to get it back. To a lot of YouTubers, it's not worth the effort, especially because if you have 3 copyright strikes on your channel, YouTube will delete your entire channel. So people who upload every day and have had a lot of problems with DMCA takedowns will just delete a disputed video rather than going through the appeals process, regardless of the content of that video, because the appeals process takes too long, and they're taking too much of a risk of getting another copyright strike on their channel while they're waiting around for YouTube to make a decision. This has led to a lot of wasted effort and a loss of income for a lot of YouTubers, which is particularly devastating if you're a smaller channel and just trying to get a little bit of extra income to get by. If you're looking for more information about this problem, you can check out Doug Walker at Channel Awesome and watch some of the videos that he's made about this issue, because he's literally been struggling with it for years. Despite all this, I don't blame YouTube for trying to choose the side of self-preservation and avoid the legal consequences that would come from defending a video that legitimately violated copyright law. But it doesn't excuse the fact that there are 0 consequences for these people who send false DMCA takedowns and deliberately ignore the Fair Use Act. There are only consequences for content creators under this system, and the biggest consequence comes when you have a troll who sends a false DMCA takedown to a YouTuber they don't like in order to get their personal information. This is a real problem, and I know someone personally who got doxxed as a result of it. YouTube has done nothing to address this or the larger issue of the Fair Use Act, and it shows an attitude that says they only care about themselves and they don't ultimately care about the content creators on their own platform, the people who made it what it is today. Despite all this, YouTube claims that it's trying to make its community a better place for content creators, and to prove it, they rolled out a program called YouTube Heroes. Now, this program supposedly gives greater authority to dedicated YouTube viewers to identify content that violates YouTube's terms of services and gets rid of some of the problems that people are facing on their channels. All you need to do is go into YouTube, upload a bunch of subtitles to random videos, and just like that, you can get the authority to mass flag videos on a channel. Suffice to say, the backlash to this program was huge. The Angry Joe Show posted a great rant about it, where he pointed out that he can't pick viewers himself to moderate his comment section for him, but YouTube was giving this power to random individuals. And the ability to abuse this program should have been obvious. All you need is one dedicated individual who could go out, get themselves the power to mass flag videos, and they would be able to attack a channel that they personally disagree with. Despite the backlash and the obvious problems with this program, we still haven't seen anything that says that YouTube is going to discontinue it or modify it. At some point in the future, this is probably going to get rolled out. It's also worth noting that around the same time that YouTube introduced YouTube Heroes, content creators were mysteriously seeing their videos get demonetized if it had to do with anything controversial. Boogie2988 got one of his videos demonetized because it was talking about suicide, but it was very specifically talking about suicide prevention and trying to provide help and resources to people who were struggling with suicidal thoughts. Phil DeFranco was another YouTuber who saw a lot of his videos get demonetized because his channel frequently talks about controversial content. A lot of people started to question at this point what YouTube was trying to do with its platform, if they were trying to make it more family-friendly, or if they were specifically trying to target certain people and trying to drive them out deliberately. It doesn't help that YouTube still hasn't fixed the subscription glitch, so a lot of these people seeing their content demonetized are also seeing a big drop in subscribers and views with every single upload they make. Now, the last straw for a lot of YouTubers, including myself, has been the most recent change to YouTube's algorithms. The algorithm system on its own is something that's been an issue for a long time, mainly because nobody is quite sure how it works. Up until recently, YouTube has been using an algorithm that seems to favor videos that are longer. If your video is over 10 minutes, then it gets showed up as a recommended video more often, shows up on the search results more frequently, that sort of thing. Ross O'Donovan, an animator who now works with Game Grumps, pointed out that this unfairly disadvantages animators because they have to put in a lot of work to produce an animation that's just 1 minute long. As a result, animations go to the bottom of search results and a lot of animators suffered. Now it looks like the algorithm has changed again, and people are speculating that this one favors videos that get the most comments, likes, and views. This doesn't seem too bad at first, but it's led to a lot of channels that have been begging for likes without a lot of content to back it up, while other channels have been offering giveaways to viewers who like, comment, and subscribe. My friend Becky Boop has pointed out that offering a prize in exchange for likes is actually a violation of YouTube's terms of services. But whether YouTube realizes it or not, they're encouraging this violation of the terms of service. It doesn't matter whether the algorithm actually favors likes or not, it's the fact that YouTube has been completely silent on what changes they've made, and with this lack of transparency, all YouTubers can do in an effort to keep up with the changes is speculate. This is another sign that YouTube doesn't really care about its content creators, and I'm getting legitimately confused about what YouTube's end goal here is. If they really did put out an algorithm that's going to encourage spam comments, that seems at odds with the YouTube Heroes program, which is supposed to be designed to get rid of spam comments. It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Again, I don't know what result YouTube is trying to achieve here, but what they're getting is a lot of animosity and some people being driven off the platform entirely. So now that I've spent about 10 minutes trashing YouTube, I think it's pretty obvious what the conclusion I've come to is. YouTube is ignoring its community. They'd rather make corporations happy than stand up for the content creators who made this platform a household name. And that includes PewDiePie, a guy with nearly 50 million subscribers and probably the biggest star on this platform. And he had to deal with a subscription glitch and the resulting drop in views while he was in Los Angeles in the middle of filming a show for YouTube Red. If YouTube is not going to listen to him, what chance does any other content creator have of getting YouTube to listen to them and making some changes that will favor content creators for once? Well, I think that if YouTube is going to ignore its content creators, the only reasonable thing to do is ignore them right back. YouTube's had enough chances, and they've had enough time to fix the broken features on their platform. And at this point, it looks like they're deliberately choosing not to. Maybe because they think the big content creators are never going to leave because there's no other platform out there that offers this kind of exposure. And maybe the big content creators won't leave right away, but I say it's time to take a chance on another website. The closest thing YouTube has to a competitor right now is Twitch, since they're owned by Amazon, and that company has about as much money as Google. That puts them in the best position to be a competitor. And I know perfectly well that Twitch is not a perfect platform, and it has its own issues, but starting tomorrow, that's where I'm taking my content. And if there is demand for me to put my clips on a site other than Twitch, I'm taking them to a site called vid.me, which is a smaller video hosting site that's been around for a couple of years. And I don't know too much about them, but I do know that they've been reaching out to content creators on YouTube in an effort to build their own community. And that is much more than YouTube has done in the past couple of years, so I'm willing to take a chance on them. And I'll go ahead and reiterate here that I'm one of the lucky ones. I don't have a lot of viewers, I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I don't even monetize my content. I'm not dependent on YouTube, and it's very easy for me to say I'm quitting because I don't lose anything by doing so, while a lot of other channels would lose a lot if they made this decision. But the reason I'm doing this is because I think there does need to be an exodus from YouTube, at least a small one, because it's the best chance we have of someone at YouTube waking up and realizing that they screwed up here. If they see their numbers start to dwindle, maybe they'll remember that there have been other websites, like MySpace and Dig, who ruined their platform, didn't listen to their viewers, and drove their audience away to their competitors. They've certainly driven me away. And I don't know if this will ultimately help anyone or not, but I feel like it's the least that I can do to give the people who are dependent on YouTube a chance of being heard. So, here's the last thing I have to say on YouTube. Google's motto is supposed to be, "Don't be evil." Well, between the complete lack of transparency on the YouTube algorithms, the completely idiotic YouTube Heroes program, and the completely unfair DMCA takedown practices, it's obvious that Google has completely failed at don't be evil when it comes to YouTube. And that's why I'm taking my content elsewhere, even if it is crap. Because even my crap is better than this platform right now. Thanks to everyone who listened to this entire video. I will be leaving a link to my Twitch channel in the description below, and I hope you all have a great day.